my gosh, so romantic. We have the 1 month anniversaries going on with the couples. All of the couples did such romantic things to get a little bit more time together.
Oh, sorry. I was just hanging out with my friends.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
AfterBuzz TV. Hey guys, after party here. After show and after party. Yeah, Maddie decided to join us, like Luke late in the game. So, whatevs. You are with the greatest panel in the world, right?
It's true.
The after show.
Accurate.
Here for Married at First Sight, Season 8, Episode 9, 1 month anniversary. We have all things to talk about, including Luke, of course. I know everyone in the chat is going crazy about Luke already. So, of course, the natural thing to do is just keep them to the end, right? The best for last. But we have all of that to talk about their 1 month anniversary celebrations, how they brought it in. But before we do all of this awesomeness, let me introduce my lovely panel. We have Maddie.
Hi, I'm Maddie Pocks. I'm happy to be back. I can't wait to talk about Luke and everyone else, obviously.
Carmen.
Hey everybody, I'm happy to be here.
And we got Mike.
What's up, guys? I really just want to talk about Luke and Kate.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So, overall thoughts. This episode, what we thinking?
Oh man, I'm thinking a lot.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know what to think because today we actually got to watch the after show. Their after show.
Oh, Unfiltered, yes!
Yes.
Our after show is better than Unfiltered.
A little bit, yeah.
No shots fired. But, so it gives a little bit more insight. But again, basically what this whole season is boiling down to is Kate and Luke. We're going to talk about the other couples, but we're basically just going to say, yeah, everything's pretty great.
Pretty
All
much.
right. And
Well,
then, I mean, pretty great,
little bit.
relatively.
Kinda.
They're kind of
Yeah, a
boring.
little bit.
So overall
I mean,
thoughts?
Jasmine kind of blew me. I'm not taking Will's side, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Touche. Okay, Maddie, overall?
Yeah, I think all the other couples except for Luke and Kate, that's another topic we'll get to, but then we see the preview for next episode with AJ and Steph, and I don't know.
Oh, she's clinging on
No.
to
Yeah,
it.
the crazy eyes
You're
theory.
fine. Luke
Okay.
and Kate are going to end up with their own spin-off show. It's going to be Luke and Kate plus 8 because they have a bunch of
Yes.
kids.
Oh, God, that's
I
horrible.
don't know.
But let's start with Steph and AJ. They seem like the easiest for this episode, but Maddie's, I know, in a different term here. So I'm not going to lie, Mike. I told him that I have to give him props where props are due. I'm kind of loving Steph and AJ.
Been there the whole time.
Yeah.
AJ's been amazing the entire time.
He's really into it. And
So, yeah. what
They're
y'all think
super
of this one?
cute. They're super cute.
they are super cute for now. I will
I'm with
say
you,
that.
He's a hater.
Okay, well,
Canadians are supposed to be nice. He's a hater.
I'm really nice, but I
What do you
have a
think?
hard
So, let's hear it, Maddie.
I never said I was trusting, but I'll be nice. I think that, he's so into it and it's really cute and they're really compatible. Like that's, you can't deny that.
Yep.
And, they went to the go-karting and that was really cute and they're really competitive and whatever. But I think he's going to snap.
It's too perfect.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
too perfect,
Right.
but I have to give him props for the sentiments. Like the flowers were beautiful.
They're really thoughtful.
I loved her gift to him. It was really thoughtful. So I'm like, they're getting along, but it's just too perfect. Like I
See,
still feel
yeah.
like there's something hiding
Do you
in
think?
there.
Do you think it's too perfect from a marriage perspective or from a brand new relationship perspective? Because, hear me out, if they're actually perfect for each other, 1 month in, you're still in that really giddy,
Yeah.
I like you so much, and blah, 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 everything, it's all roses and rainbows and unicorns and fairies, right? So is it just that?
I think it's like a facade. I just feel like something's being hidden. I just feel like there's a part of his personality that we keep getting an opportunity to see that he's hiding and he's holding it back and he's making up for it with all of this like laughter and it's this like grandiose happiness. I just feel
Yeah.
like it's hiding something.
For the camera.
Yeah, because he goes to levels. Like he goes from really, really
like
happy
0
to
to
like
60.
really disturbed.
Yeah.
Like normal people, like Will has a middle ground. Will will kind of look at you like, so you think that was a good idea? Mm-hmm. And he'll like rationalize
Yeah.
where like what's his name? AJ kind of just like no, like
I
he
just think
goes
it's
off.
editing. I just think it's editing.
He flips. I'm not gonna lie, he does. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, dude, it's just a picture. But
I honestly think they're reaching for stuff. I don't think there needs to be a conspiracy theory with them because we have all the negativity you could ever want in Kate and Luke. So it's like they used all of it up over there, and we just have kind of 3 good couples.
yeah, I'm loving that. I want to know what the chat thinks. All of the comments down below.
I'll tell you what the chat thinks.
Tell me.
Carmen's hair is on point.
Oh,
Hey.
thank you.
Right? Okay. You got that right off the bat.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
But you see, Yoo-Hoos is in the chat. I do love. Hey, I love the good point. AJ admits he has mood swings. So I
Don't
love
we
it.
all?
Deirdre Ricketts, welcome to the chat. He cray.
And he did when they rated themselves. He's like, I would call it perfect, but I do have room to grow, and I did have things that I had to
brought it up.
correct. So I gave him props for that. I was like, okay, that's cool. He knows that he's a little off.
Yeah, thank God. Because if he was like, I'm perfect. And
Right.
he was like, this relationship. Well, he
Yeah.
does say that the relationship is really good. He never says it's perfect. But
And, like, I'm willing to admit that there are 100% times between my wife and I in my relationship that I've done stupid stuff and blown up for no reason, and then later you're like, why did I do those? So stupid. And if there was a camera on me, I would look terrible. And I'm not
That's
terrible.
what it
We have a
is, huh?
fantastic marriage and relationship.
Okay,
Saying.
Luke,
I'm just
calm
saying.
down.
Just
No, I'm
saying.
just kidding.
My mom does not creepy grab hands and like oddly
mom.
talk to my wife about her next husband, basically. Right.
Okay. Well, what do you think about the ratings? First of all, I love that, they're watching our after show. And
Yeah, they
they're
stole our
rating-
thing.
It's
Totally
like-
stole that thing.
Whatever.
You're welcome,
I can tell by
Lifetime.
like the 0.8s and the 0.5s. I'm
I know.
like, yeah.
that was our thing.
I love it.
So I-
Yeah.
But a trend which I know every single one of us picked up. Kristine's 8.9. Just like we don't count. Well, we love you, Carmen, but just like we don't count point decimals here,
things
we
you find out on air. You know what I mean?
We can't count point decimals here. Every single couple had the same score minus that 0.9 that Kristine had, and the only couple that didn't is the last couple that we'll get to. But what did you guys think about the the 9s that they gave one another, Steph and AJ? Before we move on,
I think it fits their perfect little. We're not gonna let anything bad show.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
Yes.
I agree. I just want to hit up the chat. Deirdre Ricketts says, Mike, me, sees himself in AJ. I'd say probably right, because I think AJ's just a regular normal guy, just like Reality with B says AJ's stressed out from the filming schedule. I think the same thing. I think it's just a normal person, and the cameras happen to capture him at some of the most terrible moments. And
You think those reactions
Okay.
are normal? Do we really think those reactions are normal?
like a hangry person, I've seen my
normal,
wife
normal?
flip out
Yeah, hangry
being
is a-
hangry.
Yeah.
And that's all I thought he was last week with the sports bar game thing and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
I just don't think it's as extra as it's portrayed.
touche. But we do have a little extra message because we do love you. We might love our fans even more than AJ. Likes to put on
We love you more
stuff.
than Luke loves
Absolutely
Kate,
do.
for
That's
sure.
Hello. So we got a little special message for you.
Hey guys, before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. 5.
Cinco.
Because what else would you give us, right?
The other buttons don't work.
Exactly. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Hey, chat. Hey, guys. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate your support in what we're doing and how much we love it. We couldn't do it without you guys. So don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows. Thanks, guys.
You guys rock.
Thank you. Our extended panel. They
Yes.
are legit.
You guys are on point.
on point. Bring up the best topics.
Are we talking
Love
about
it.
Will next?
Let's talk about it.
Because CU Who's rightly points out Will gave himself a 10 and changed it to 7.
Right?
Did it?
Very sly.
What
Not
was
really
that?
sly.
It wasn't really
I thought
sly
you said I wouldn't give anybody a 10.
by himself. I thought it was an 8.
Yeah, and then he makes it down to 9, and he's like, yeah, because that's the top, and no one gets a 10. I was like, what are you
But me.
talking about? Yeah.
Okay, let's just talk about, I guess, them up until this point. So, them up until the rating, I mean, they they're talking about like all of the things that they love about one another. Like Will says that his comfort level has gotten tremendously better. Jasmine is like, tonight may be the night, and we're getting close. They go celebrate their 1 month anniversary at the winery where they got married. All of that good stuff. They rate each other a 7. So I guess to get.
I think that's realistic.
It's realistic. I agreed. I did. I agree.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that Jazz didn't rate herself higher, like a 9.
We've been rating them higher consistently than they rated themselves.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
is
interesting. Yeah.
When they went to the winery, I was like, can you guys just like have sex on the stairs?
I know. We were like, do it.
I was down for that winery. Like, he was like, the mood is right. There's wine in the basement. I was like, do it.
Yes. Like, get you some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, someone messes it up. We're going to go around the panel. Who messed it up this episode?
Jasmine messed it up.
Jazz.
Mike,
what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I'm gonna say Will. I think. I feel like I'm always the opposite of you guys.
it's cool though.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. So I think Jazz messed it up too. So let me hear why you think it was Will.
I think that she was feeling maybe a tiny bit insecure in the relationship because they haven't had sex yet. So she needed that little boost. And I know I'm not encouraging him to lie, but he could have just been like, okay, yeah, like you're a little bit higher than whatever. And then she would have been like, yes, I'm in the mood. We're at the winery. Let's do it.
You know how like sometimes you should just like enjoy where you are and not dig and look for a problem. I feel like she looked for something more that it wasn't necessary to talk about.
It wasn't necessary, and if you're gonna be bold enough to ask the question, then you have to be cool enough to respect the answer.
And he literally.
So sorry. Go ahead.
No, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
The flip side of that is. Dumb answer.
Right.
It is, but I'm not. I'm still putting more of the blame on her. But stupid answer. At worst, you give her what she gave herself.
7.
Be like, no. The best thing to do is either. I think you're a little bit hard on yourself. I think you're doing fantastic. Like you're easily an 8, or. I appreciated what you said 100%, and I agree. I think we're both where we're at, and we're going to do so much better. So I think we're both 7s. Why go lower?
Why did he give her a 6?
Oh my
That's
God.
just dumb. That's just dumb.
The fact that it was 0.2, like, was your sanity really worth that 0.2? Like, your ability. So I'm going to respectfully say that I definitely think Jazz messed this up. Only because I don't think the question was the mood breaker, but just like you said, Mike, if you're gonna ask for it, you need to be ready to hear the answer.
She should have been like, "What?" Like she should have asked, like, "Okay, this is interesting. Let's talk about that." It made it fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with her actually asking that, but he could have just stepped it up a little bit so she wouldn't get mad.
At least say the 7 and keep it moving.
But why did he break her down? He is so into breaking her down to build her up. He is so into doing that. He breaks her down. Like, why would you give her a 6.8 from a 7? That is petty.
But then he tries to reason with that, and he is like, okay, but I don't count a 10, and I would never give anyone a 10, so now it's a 9. And then I actually gave you a better rating
than you gave yourself.
Like,
that was a good
what
one.
A mind.
That is such twisted mathematics he's got going on.
He's good.
I do not like people that do that either. Like, sorry, if you're going to Yelp, if you're going to other stuff, there is such a thing as a perfect. You can give it 10 out of 10 and go to a better restaurant, and they can also get a 10. It's okay. You can rate something perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
And not have any qualms about it. So no, this whole, well, I would only ever give somebody a 9. Then a 9 is your 10. If that's the top you'd ever give, then that's what it is.
That's what he's saying. Well, okay, I get it.
So that's stupid.
Oh my God.
Then don't. Use a 10 and give her a 7.8 or whatever. It's just silly.
Yeah, it's like...
That's backpedaling semantics.
All I heard was like, wah, 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 wah. Like, I knew the night was over. There goes the sex. And I was so hoping they were going to have sex this night. I'm like, tonight's the night. It's the anniversary.
Yeah, and I was feeling really happy because it's like we said before, stop pushing it, stop mentioning it, let it happen naturally. And I feel like it was just about to happen naturally, and it didn't.
But we got the counterpoint in the chat. So this is great. Saria Rhea, I hope I'm saying it right, Saria Ray. Wow, I'm surprised the panel's saying Jasmine should have manned up about his answer. It was supposed to be a romantic night, just be nice, and she asked him with a smiley face and jokey tone. I agree, but I still feel like I stand by. She had to be open to getting the answer.
Yeah.
And she could have handled it much better and probably kept the tone of the romantic night.
At least be humble about it. Like, okay, well, you know, I'm interested to see that mirror hurts.
Honestly, probably just make fun of the point too, because it's meaningless. It's the same thing she gave herself, but he's kind of just razzing her, maybe. So she could have taken it like that and just been done and start making out. I mean,
she could have been like, well, let me see if I can fix that, and gave him a kiss.
They're both petty.
You know?
Oh, wow.
But I'll say
Well, come on.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's smart, but I'll say this. I have, not proudly, done this kind of thing where I've asked, like, my boyfriend or guy I've dated a question jokingly, but half the time you're serious. And you're like, oh, what do you think about, like, this? Blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, you get in a huge fight.
Exactly.
You don't hear what you want to hear, and they say the wrong thing.
Girls do this.
Girls do it all the time.
Girls do it all the time.
Fall for it, guys.
Carmen was like, we are so females. We are so weird.
Right, we are.
Like, anyway. Well, speaking of, little weird, we can move on to, let's do Kristine and Keith.
You think?
Let's go.
Yes. Let's get these perfect people out of the way.
Let's get these perfect people out of the way.
Kisses.
So they rated themselves. Keith gave himself an 8 and Kristine an 8.9. I think this is pretty on point.
I think it's pretty realistic.
Yeah. That's fine.
A lot of progress happening with them.
And he wasn't offended by his 8 and her 8.9. Like, he was like, for real? And he laughed it off. Like, he gave me the reaction that I wanted to get from a situation like that.
Keith's not offended by anything. I feel like Keith's a really passive guy.
Keith probably knows that she is doing most of the stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Touche. 0.9 on me. So what do y'all think about him? First of all, shout out to the person in the live chat who called the whole cooking class thing last week.
Yeah. Amazing.
I tried to find that. Yeah. So if you're in the chat, scream out a big or type out a big me so that we can give you kudos.
100%.
But yeah, I love that. I love that he not only did the cooking class together, he did it himself, and I think that was even cuter.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yes.
I was scared she was gonna be like, this food isn't good, but she's like, I love this.
I know. I was like,
I had to take point something cuteness away because they were still in the school. I thought he went back home and was gonna replicate it. I don't know. It took something away from me. I don't know why.
He's just the guy that I've always thought he is. Like, he doesn't complain when you tell him what you like. He actually does what you like. How many women want a guy who will actually listen and respond when there's something missing? Like, hey, babe, you know what will help? If you do this, and Keith's kind of like, okay.
He's trying.
Every time he got on the treadmill,
makes effort. That's right.
He went to cooking.
That's great.
Decorated. I think Keith is doing a good job. He's putting out a good effort. I don't think he's ready for kids though. But was that next week?
Oh,
he's really into kids. He's like, I want 3 kids right now.
He probably wants to be a better dad than his dad was.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's wants to be.
Man.
What do you think, Maddie?
What is he just trying all this stuff for the camera? This is what I'm asking myself. So it might be interesting to see how that unravels with them.
So.
But I like them as a couple.
You know
so
what?
I don't want to think that.
Normally, I would say, that's a valid question because normally in these type of shows, you really have to consider that.
Sure.
But there's something authentic about Keith. Like, I feel like on camera, off camera, I respect that he is legit trying. But
their relationship started on camera. So if being on camera is kind of what it takes for him to open up and try new things and help out that way, then that's cool. Like maybe it's meant to be. If the whole thing started that way and that's what it is.
You know, this is a good point to make. Guys, they say guys treat their women how they treat their mothers. And if he has a lot of respect for the women in his life and he's very appreciative and respectful of them and how that they help take care of him, maybe he's just willing to show his wife that same love and appreciation.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of love in the chat for Keith. You guys are loving Keith. Stephanie, Saria, Sayuhus, Shar, everybody. Genuine nice guy. Yeah, Keith's good. We like Keith.
Glad that he has. Kristine is enough tough for him. Like she's tough enough. Like 100%. He needs somebody that's not passive.
And whoever said
else
it,
we know.
Sharp, she's a catch. That's right. Someone else said Keith got a complete catch. You're 100% right. See who's Keith hit the jackpot. Yeah, that's right. He knows it. That's right. He's got to put in some extra effort.
All right. Can we get to why we're really here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
The majority of the episode, of course, will be spent talking about the train wreck.
Oh my god.
That is this couple.
The train is derailed.
Couple
It flipped
in
over.
gigantic,
Can we
like
even
3
call
quotes.
them a couple? What are they?
Technically, they're married.
Acquaintances.
All right. Kate,
roommates.
Yeah.
Exactly. Roommates.
Kate
they are.
and Luke. So I got so much of Kate and Luke. So Kate, and we expected it. We were like when we started hearing all the ratings and the numbers, it was like this is going to be the only couple that does not rate themselves the same or even darn near close. Kate rates herself
Or near close to what we rate them.
Oh yeah, they gave themselves way too much.
Yeah.
Kate rated herself a 6.5. Luke rated himself a 7.5.
No.
Yep. There's that confidence.
And then he tries to give her that confidence boost and says, "Oh, baby, you're doing better than that."
He's like,
Yeah.
She should get a 10
She
for
should-
what she's been through.
she
Oh
should
my
get a 10,
God.
but I mean,
Woosah.
I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, both of you guys are way overshooting this thing.
It's like, no, you're not doing that bad. Yeah, she's not,
You're
dude. She's
damn
not doing
right.
anything bad at all. Where are you so
She
delusional?
is. You know what she's doing bad? She's not
Staying in
having
the
a
relationship?
backbone. Where's her backbone? I think
Yeah.
she cooked it for dinner.
That's true. Yeah. She
And
did.
Luke ate it when he
And
came
Luke
home
ate
late.
it.
I don't want to judge him.
Oh, backbone. You got some more of that backbone from yesterday? Maybe we can take it for lunch. She's like, no, you can take
You
it
can
all
take
for
it.
lunch. Yeah.
so happy we had capers
I'll
to
take
go
all
with
the backbone.
We
Oh,
had
gosh.
capers to go with your backbone.
Okay, let's bring it on in. Let's talk about let's first talk about anything left for dinner. Like, is there anything else we have left to talk about at the dinner table when they had dinner with the couples? Their rating.
Dinner with the couples. Oh,
no,
nah,
okay.
nah.
Kate,
So-
no, but Kate was always looking at she always does this with Steph, and she's like, I just wish that was my relationship.
Yeah.
And I just
Right.
see them so happy, and then
Yeah.
Right.
that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Because
'Cause-
Kate's
yeah.
expectation is Steph's reality.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
so sad. I feel
It's
so
true.
bad for her.
It's true.
I feel so bad for her.
Don't feel bad. We didn't do it.
I know. The experts really screwed up. But it
No, no,
seems like
I-
they're like at a 3 out of 4 right now.
I feel bad, but I 100% maintain that after this show, if some miracle they stay together, whatever. If not, as is
my
probably going to happen,
God.
she is going to be so set, like forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope so.
Another Lifetime show, Bachelorette, Bachelor,
She-
something.
she was-
She's going to
Yes,
have
perfect.
guys knocking down her door everywhere
Yes.
she goes.
Yep, 100%.
Like, she's
She's so
awesome.
cute.
He mentions
Yeah.
you
She's
know
awesome.
what it is. You're drinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
first of all, the tea that she spilled on Luke. She said this man came home. I'm like hitting the table and every darn thing.
Well, no, because he brought it up first, though. So be fair, he
brought it
brought
up
it up first
first.
again.
He's like, you know what it
you
is.
drink too much.
You know. Oh, come
and
on.
Kate, in the back of her mind, I know she's like, look, I didn't say this on camera last episode,
Yeah.
but you got me
Yeah.
on the wrong day this episode. You're the one that came home at 3 a.m. Oh, I'm sorry,
He
didn't
didn't
come
come
home.
home. He didn't
Didn't come home and threw up at 3 a.m. because you were drinking so much.
And
Yeah.
then stayed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Stay somewhere
And he was
else?
like, you know what my problem is. And she's
He-
like, what? And
he's
all
like-
of us standing here watching the episode, we're like,
Like,
what?
what?
What is the problem?
We were like, say it.
I was like, there's no way it could be this alcoholic thing again. She has like 3 sips of wine. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't watch them 24/7, right? But
And you know it's
you would think the
something that
show
they're
would show
keeping.
it.
No, but what makes me so freaking frustrated on top of Luke in general is that they both are keeping secrets off camera.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
she is protecting
It
him for
seems like
what
it.
agreement do you guys have? Like it makes me feel like this agreement that I said episodes ago that they're just trying to make it halfway decent on camera.
She
so
finally broke down and cried. I'm like, let it
Yes.
out, sis.
and that
Yes.
was real.
Yeah.
That was I feel like
Yeah.
that was 100% authentic.
But
I
then
thought so, too.
she wakes up and he's gone in the morning. He leaves out at 8:30 and stays out until 8 p.m. on their anniversary for the show.
Yeah. And apparently he sets an alarm for 8 a.m. or 8:30 or whatever.
Like, can't oversleep.
And then she obviously hears him leave, and she
What are you doing with your friends?
dinner for
What
them.
were you doing the night before that you need an alarm for 8:30?
dinner.
It's not that early.
No, that's the thing.
dinner after that.
She leaves, and then she
That's-
prepares dinner for like God knows how many hours, and then he like comes in the door slowly at 8.
I can't.
That's pretty late.
Yeah, and Mike stood up for this part. Like, he didn't even sit down to
Yes.
watch the episode.
I was ready. That
He
was,
was like-
so strange.
And he
Everything
hit
about it was
nothing.
so strange. Mentioned nothing, and they had this random casual conversation about the food, and I can't wait for this sauce. And I was like, you're nicer to the sauce than to Kate. Literally.
He said capers too.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
So
like,
glad
who
we
would
had
point out
capers.
capers?
That's exciting.
You know what I thought, and maybe you. What's you guys' thoughts on this? You know how some couples say that people intentionally start arguments so that they can then separate, do their own thing, and then come back together.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not happening here.
Yeah, but I'm questioning because he brought up, well, I wasn't sure how we left off last night or how you were feeling last night. So your intentions were to not make her feel better, but to be like, well, let me give her space and let me do my own thing. Do you think in the back of his mind, like, does he just not care, or did he intentionally be like, let me use this as let me use this opportunity to stay out?
Some people when they argue, they do need space and they don't want to be consoled right away and fix. I'm the kind of person I like to fix it right away, but some people argue and they like space. This is not.
No.
We had an argument. This is like a legit deal breaker in your relationship, and these accusations of alcoholism when you yourself are drinking and staying up and not coming home and things like that. It's everything's awesome, but on camera it's terrible, which is normally the opposite. It's like the opposite of what you guys are saying with Steph and AJ, right? It's almost a little bit too fake on camera, and maybe they're fighting and stuff off. Who is better off camera than on?
I think they're even worse. I think they're even worse off camera. I think it's horrible. And you know what? Like Soraya Ray brought up a ridiculously good point. At the end, at the end of the show, Luke says he cares deeply for Kate. It's a bold-faced lie, and he repeats it again and again. He is sadistic and manipulative.
He is.
Touche. And I think her saying that she keeps falling for him, I don't think that's true. I think she is having an issue defining falling in love and then just being comfortable and attached to having a being. I think the fact that she has a pulse, well, he's not a pulse, but a heartbeat at least, something present beside her, she's in love with that part.
Let me ask you guys a question.
I don't know
As
how.
ladies, as women, at what point do we stop feeling sorry for Kate or whatever and start being really pissed that she's not standing up for
Tonight.
herself? And
Tonight.
Is it tonight? Was this tonight?
No. For me, 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like she just started to really say like, well, it's not working. If it's not good, you just say it. It's cool. But he always wants to look perfect on camera, almost like, let's not do this right now. Like, let's talk about this later. Like, don't call
Exactly.
me out on camera. But tonight, she kind of was like, you're the
fed
one that
up.
didn't come. Yeah, she's fed up. I wanted to see her like throw the sauce on him when he walked in the door.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for.
I
Like,
wanted
Al
her-
Green grits or something to come out. Like, I was ready for the grits.
But yeah,
I'm like, he's making her feel like a 6.5. That's why she gave herself
Yeah.
a 6.5.
I said when she woke up and he wasn't there and
was
she knew what
trash.
happened, like she should have gotten wrecked. Like just start
Yeah.
drinking, have her friends come
Yeah.
over. She should have been
Yeah.
having wine with like 4 dudes and like 3
Exactly.
girls and having a party and
She's-
have him come
exactly.
home and be like, what? Okay, we're leaving now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you got, Maddie?
Dinner's
She-
in the stove. It's leftover McDonald's.
I wanna be my cook.
It's leftover
I'm
McDonald's
like,
that I
you go
got.
and cook for him. You go and cook for him. After
Yeah,
this?
that was pathetic on her part. And she
No.
keeps saying, I wrote it down as soon as like I've heard it for every episode with her. She keeps saying, I have given everything to him. That's me. And she's trying her best, and she just like won't give up on him for some reason. And all he ever says back is, I don't know what to say. Like, he's not even like, I'm so
just be
sorry. I went out with my friends. I'm so sorry you cried.
I want to point out what It's Ray Ray just said in the chat. This is very astute. I think it's tough for Kate because she already has low self-esteem, and the experts are kind of going along with it. It's very true. The experts are not at all, from what I've seen, entertaining.
Taking
Maybe you
up.
guys should break up. This is
Right.
not working. We put you in a bad situation. It's this odd kind of, nope, keep going. Like, you know, relationships take work. Yeah, they take work when you're building from a happy place. It's not negative right off the bat and,
Yeah.
we're just going to smash this into a box that's perfect.
It's weird.
I mean, ratings?
And then he
Ratings?
And then in the
Why
post
not?
show,
For them?
he had the nerve to break down and cry because he had to finally see himself.
The post show is very, very strange.
Let's talk Unfiltered. So first off, thanks to everyone who keeps us in the form about Unfiltered, because time difference, we can't always catch it. But this week, baby, we caught it. At least Luke's part, because we fast forward everything else. He said...
I feel bad for Keith's dad, but like...
Yeah, I do, yeah. But Luke said, or first of all, touche to Kristine, because she stepped in more than the experts you're saying. Like, as far as being a support system and actually being the experts that there are, Kristine stepped up and was like, no, tell your truth. You want us to understand, then freaking tell us.
Yeah, she was like, you're always so perfect on camera, and it's always such a different thing when you're not on camera, so what's really happening? I was like, thank you, sis, and that's why you're great for Keith.
Exactly.
I did find a little bit of the
is.
irony in taking marriage advice from the other person who's like been married
like,
a
what
month.
is your problem?
But that being said, she was on point, so that's great.
She was on point, but he legit started. I mean, y'all, he got really upset. I think to the tune of like, people probably felt pretty bad for him. I mean, he was tearing up and had to take a break, and I think he feels bad about seeing himself on TV, how he's portraying, and let's not even talk about the hair loss. But do y'all think that he's stressed?
Now we have to talk about it.
He's obviously stressed. He's obviously stressed out, and he keeps repeating, which is very fascinating, that, and the experts get, Dr. Jessica, everybody, you're a good guy, you are a good person deep down. He keeps saying, I know I am, but look, the things he's done on the show, some very specific ones, are just not good person things at all. They're not respectful at a base level. Forget you actually think this is your wife and you care about. So it's really strange. Anybody who sees him in the street watching the show is probably tearing him down. He's getting torn up.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like a hard thing to say. I'm just going to say it, and I'm not saying it to offend anybody, okay?
This is why Carmen's on the panel.
But do you think that he just doesn't want to say, I'm not attracted to her because I like ethnic women? Do you think that he doesn't want to come out his mouth and say, I thought y'all were going to give me what I liked, and she's not it?
Of course.
No, maybe he wanted an African-American woman or a Hispanic woman, and maybe he doesn't want to say that to even make it even worse.
So that's a good question. So do we think that he thinks it sounds worse saying, I'm just not into you and I'm dead inside, than turning it into a race thing?
Yeah, like maybe he doesn't want to make it a race thing on TV and make it even worse.
Well, turning her
could possibly be worse.
To me, that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. To say, look, I'm not attracted to you. To out and out just say race specifically, I'm not attracted to white girls, that's silly, because I guarantee you there's white women he's attracted to. But you don't even have to take it there. Just being open and honest and say, I'm not attracted to you. It's there's no offense in that. There's no whatever. There's plenty of people I come across that I'm not attracted. I wouldn't want to date. There's nothing wrong with that.
But he was raised by a passive-aggressive mother, and now he's passive-aggressive, and he doesn't know how to communicate effectively. So he shows it in passive-aggressive ways, like leaving the house at 8 a.m. and not coming back until the night.
And making her out to be an alcoholic, even
like,
though she's clearly not.
Yeah, she's
Maddie,
drinking to handle you.
Maddie, because I'm curious to know, as far as your thoughts, do you feel bad that he now has to portray, he's now been like labeled a villain? Do you feel bad for him that the world thinks he's a villain?
No, because there's so many episodes and he knew what he was doing. And
did he though? Because he did mention like, I realized like pretty much how bad I was. I knew I wasn't doing a good job, but I realized how horribly I was messing up.
He had the chance to be like, look, this isn't working with this girl, and obviously he was talking to producers the whole time. He could have said something.
That's the part I'm confused
about. He dragged it on for so long.
I kind of, a little teeny bit,
feel bad for
him because I think that he is literally, he knows this isn't it. Yeah. He's not trying to lead her on. He's not trying to make her think it's what it is, but then he's also trying he doesn't know what's going to be edited into the show. So he's trying not to embarrass her in the interviews. Yeah. Like, man, this is not it. She's not it, man.
I feel the same way. I think, as God's honest truth, I think deep down he is a perfectly good guy. I really think he is. But I don't know what's going through his head. Obviously, we don't know what's going through his head. he's dug himself into this hole that he cannot get out of, and he's done nothing but dig himself deeper and deeper and deeper. Maddie said it perfect. What should have happened on this after show, or maybe the next one, whatever, is, look, I was a jerk this whole show. I did this the whole wrong way. I've talked to Kate. We've worked it out. We're just not right for each other. I'm not attracted to her. She's a great person. It's just not for me. It's just the way relationships go.
Yeah.
But he's still wearing a wedding ring.
I know.
So that hasn't happened yet. And filming wrapped how long ago? So are we just to take that because of this after show that they chose to stay together?
Well, the after show is taped immediately after, I know we have to move on. I think the best way to end this is everyone in the chat is saying it's no excuse for treating the way they treat Kate the way he
Absolutely
does.
not.
So,
It's no
so
excuse.
let's move on quickly to our rate these couples and our Gold Star Award. So rating these couples, Stephanie and AJ. Real quick round table.
10, easy 10.
You got a 9.
Okay.
8.
Okay. They get a 9 for me.
They're
Keith
great.
and Christine.
Keith and Christine, I gave a 9.
You get a 10 this week.
Whoa! Is that your first 10?
Giving them a
That's the
10.
first 10
Giving them a
That's the first 10 you've given out.
Giving them a 10.
I always do the lowest. I'm so jaded. 8.5.
Oh, 0.5 though. Okay.
8.5.
Okay, Will.
Keith and Christine are getting a 9 from me because I don't believe in decimals.
Give them a 9.85.
Jazz and Will.
Jasmine will get a realistic 7
Okay.
from me.
That's really good. I was somewhere between a 7 and an 8. I'm going to give them an 8. I'm going to give them an 8 because they dropped a little bit for me.
6.8.
Yes! Why did I think about it? I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Yes.
Awesome.
You know what?
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
You know what? That's
That is clever. For the first time ever, I'm rating them separately. Will is getting a 9 from me. Jazz is getting a 7.
Wow.
I
She
like
dropped
it.
that much because of
Yeah.
her thing. All right.
Very much so. Kate and Luke, do we need? No, we don't need to mention. Negative, whatever.
disqualified.
Thank you. All right, let's get to our Gold Star Award. So real quick, who gets a Gold Star Award from you, Mike?
Well, just because everybody's finally come around, we're going to give it to AJ this week, and because of his throwback flower gift, which is very thoughtful and very, very cool thing to do.
Touche.
I'm giving
And
it-
his pictures.
I love the drag race. The
Drag
the
race?
go-kart
Drag race.
the go-kart race.
Where are they? No one puts those little hats on before the helmets at a go-kart.
It's
This
like
is
heads
not
up.
the Indy 5000. They're not like taking turns.
I love it. Gold Star Award for you, Maddie.
Even though I think AJ is gonna burst at any second and he has crazy eyes,
Yes.
I love their date. They went go-karting or drag racing.
My bad.
And then they did wine tasting. That's so fun. That's
That
like
was
my
good.
dream date.
Yeah.
So I love that.
So cute.
I'm giving my Gold Star Award to Christine for the Unfiltered after show.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
right.
That's
all
good.
I'm saying.
That almost
good.
isn't fair because it's
It's
not the
not.
actual show, but we'll give it to you.
But who cares? No, just because, you know,
Very
we
good.
got to give that after show a little bit of stars
like it.
because, you know, ours is better. But anyway, that's pretty much it for us this week, guys. We can't wait. We only have like 1 or 2 episodes left, hopefully, I think. What?
I got a shout out. You know, I'm manning the chat. I'm in here with the chat with everybody. I got to man it. Deirdre Ricketts hooked me up. Gold star is for me for coining the phrase, Steph's reality is Kate's fantasy.
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
you
you.
guys so much for joining us. Our extended panel, we love you so much. We love to continue the conversation because there's too much to fit in one after show. So Mike, I was
Yeah.
going to say Keith.
Not Keith.
Where did I find you?
I am Mike. Thank you so much, guys. You can find me everywhere at Mike Thieling.
Hey guys, I'm Carmen, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at king_karma_.
And I'm Maddie Pocks. You can find me on Instagram at Maddie Pocks. Thanks so much, guys.
And I'm Takira Shabrae. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Takira_Shabrae. And in the comments, we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.